everyone, my name is Nozibele Mayaba and welcome to my YouTube channel. So once again, it wouldn't be a normal video if I didn't thank you for all the love and the support that you have shown. We are on our way to about 10,000 subscribers. I am very excited considering the fact that we started last year in October. Where we are now is truly remarkable for me, and it can only mean that the story is continuing to get out there. It's getting to people that need it. So I would like to thank you also for all your comments. I read each and every one of them. I may not have the opportunity to reply to all of them, but trust me when I say that I do read them and I really appreciate them. So the second thing that I want to say is the fact that a couple of videos ago, someone commented about how they would love to be in the same room as me and we can drink wine and champagne and we can share stories. So I thought to myself, since I don't drink alcohol, I bought a couple of days ago this non-alcoholic champagne from Woolworths, and I thought I should just, create some ambience on this video just because I can. I'm repeating this, it's non-alcoholic. The reason I'm repeating it is because I know there's probably one person that goes to church with my mom and they're gonna call her and say that I drink alcohol. I'm not expecting my mom to call me in a couple of hours to ask me if I'm drinking alcohol now. This is not alcoholic. So I am hoping when you are watching this video, you also have a glass of champagne or wine or whatever you prefer, because yeah, it makes me happy. Anyway, guys, today we are covering yet another topic. I had introduced this topic on social media. On Facebook, I am Nozibele Mayaba. On Instagram and on Twitter, I'm at Nozikamgana. So, as I said, I read all of your comments. And one thing that sometimes comes up a lot is how strong I am, how inspirational the story is, and all of that. It was a conversation with my husband a couple of days ago that I actually realized that I need to cover a story where I talk about some of the stigma, or let me just say some of the feedback that I've received since I came out with my story. So some of it has been amazing. I appreciate you. The story is inspirational. Some people relate to the story. They find relevance with the story and all of that. But also, as expected, there are people who don't get the story. And for me, it's not something out of the ordinary. I knew it was coming. The decision for me to come out was not a decision that I took lightly. It was not a decision that I woke up one day and told my husband that, oh, by the way, I want to create a YouTube channel. I want to write a book about me living positively with HIV. I considered every worst case scenario that would accompany me coming out with me being HIV positive. I consider the fact that not everyone is going to get it. Not everyone is going to agree with how I've created now a YouTube channel and I'm talking openly about different topics. Not everyone is going to agree about the fact that now I'm writing a book about being HIV positive amongst other things. I get that. I expected that. But also I thought it was very important to share how I deal with that, because at the end of the day, guys, I am human. I feel, I get hurt, I get disappointed. It's not that now I'm immune to all the negative comments that sometimes get thrown my way. But now what's most importantly is I want to share how I deal with all of that. So that's basically the topic for today. So before I came out with the story October of 2019, the story was within the control of my own circle. I knew how many people were aware of my story, and I also knew how they felt about it, because as I said, these have been people that have been supporting me since I was diagnosed August of 2013. The minute the story was out of that circle, I knew I did not have control over it. I knew I don't have control over what people say. The first was with obviously the YouTube channel. There were many different comments that came through. She should have thought of that before she pulled her pants down. Why didn't she test? The story doesn't add up. What happened to the boyfriend? Why did she have to be so public about the story? And then the same comments also translated when the story was covered by different media outlets. So it was recently covered by You Magazine. It was recently covered by The Herald, by Dispatch Live. And I was reading some of the comments, on their Facebook pages, and also when, they posted it on their websites. Different people had different views, and it was okay. The reason it was okay, I just want to share 3 things that keep me sane and that keeps me going. The first thing is that, as I said, it is not a surprise to me that there are people who won't get the story. As I said, it's something that I had expected. And also, it's quite understandable because, remember guys, I have dealt with the story. I have dealt with myself. I have come to terms with myself for almost 7 years. I've gone through all the emotions that come with, being diagnosed HIV positive, the psychological aspect of it, the physical aspect of it. So it is not out of the ordinary that someone who is being introduced to the story now gets shocked. If you were not shocked, then I would be worried, because even till this day, there are people, being HIV positive, you still face stigma. It breaks my heart really sometimes when people say, no, but we've come far, there's no stigma anymore, it's not a shame when you come out with being HIV positive. Guys, if that was the case, the people that reach out to me privately and tell me their story, they would be coming out. They would be living positively with HIV, and not hiding it. The fact that they're hiding it, they're afraid of what other people will say because of the stigma that's attached to HIV. So that's why I understand that some people will go through more or less similar to what I go through, the roller coaster, the denial. I don't believe her. Why, is she this strong? One colleague of mine, bless her heart, she said, so apparently they were watching the video, and she said to my other colleague, is she telling the truth? Because it just didn't register to her that the story was true. So that's the first thing, is that I am not surprised that people may have different comments about it, because I also went through the same thing where I was shocked. And also the second thing that I want to get to when it comes to that point is, guys, the questions that you ask me are the very same questions that I have asked myself. Okay, when you ask me, why did I not test? Why did I, not test with my former boyfriend? Why did I pull my pants down before I knew both of us were HIV negative? Why didn't I use a condom? Why did I fall pregnant when I knew I was HIV positive? I carelessly fell pregnant. Those questions are questions that I ask myself. So when you ask me, I'm like, yeah, guys, yeah, it is true. I'm not offended. Honestly, I'm not, because it's questions that I've asked myself, and I have had to overcome them, or I've had to forgive myself. So I can only hope that as you get accustomed to my journey, or any other journey in fact, because remember, what sometimes I am very much aware of is, it's not only about me. The life is very unpredictable. When you comment on my story, you forget that there may be even someone that you don't know, a family member or a friend, that may be going through the very same thing. So when you say all of those things, or when you go through all those thoughts, you must also put yourself in that same position. If it was someone close to me, would I be reacting this way? And that's basically what I have to say over the issue. When people get shocked, I don't get surprised, because it is what it is. They're supposed to get shocked, and the same questions that they're asking me are the same questions I asked myself a couple of years ago. Okay. The second thing that I wanna share is, the reason why I handle criticism and the stigma quite well is because, for as long as I can remember growing up, I've always seen the importance of being validated by other people, particularly when it came to my family, particularly when it came to my father. So I never grew up with my dad, and as early as I was 9 or 10, I was just reflecting it on the other day on social media, how the lengths I was prepared to go to please him, also to just make myself known, to be validated as his daughter, sometimes breaks my heart even to this day. But also the lesson learned in that is that I will never put myself in that same situation ever again. I love you all. I appreciate all your support, but I could never put myself in a situation where I get validated by someone else. So the reason I came out with the story is not because I wanted sympathy. It's not because I wanted, some kind of validation. The reason I came out with my story, it was because of my own healing, the fact that I was owning my story. That I felt the more I kept quiet, the more the story had a hold on me. That I could not freely do anything because there will be this whisper in my ear that, hey, Sissy, don't forget, Kalok, you are HIV positive. So it was about my own healing, but also there was a part of me that said, okay, Lord, if you are asking me to go out with the story, I can only hope, even if it's a handful of people that gets influenced or inspired by the story, that will be enough. So the other most important thing is you can never go disclose to someone else or come out, whatever the case may be, because you want it to be validated. The world is very cruel. You're going to get a shock of your life. I suggest, if you are at that point, to first deal with yourself until you feel that you're emotionally ready to deal with whatever comes your way. Then the final thing that I wanted to share is this. The other day, the journalist asked me, so what do you think has been the most difficult or the most challenging of your journey in you coming out? Now, I mean, there has been a lot of things, me disclosing to my family and all of that. But I said to her, what the most challenging thing about coming out has been is to recognize that although the story, it is my story, I'm also very conscious and very much aware that I cannot use my story as a benchmark, right? I cannot assume the space that I'm in is the very same space that the next person is in at the moment, because there are so many different factors that you need to understand. One, I have a family that is very supportive. That is not very common in some cases. There have been people that have been abandoned by their partners. There have been people that have been abandoned by their families. And for that reason, it makes the journey a little bit more difficult. But because I have been fortunate that I have had it easy, and I'm going to say had it easy because my family has been very supportive. Not everyone has it. So every time someone comes to me and tells me their story, I can't just say, oh, you'll be fine, you're gonna get there, hi money, don't worry about it, you'll get over it, and all of those things. No, I consciously always have to take each story as it comes, as unique as it comes. So the reason also why I've been able to handle criticism and the stigma attached to the whole story is because of the family and the friends that I have. And once again, knowing and understanding that not everyone has that. So those are the three things that that have been very important and that have been very much instrumental in me keeping sane and remembering initially why I came out with the story. So those are the three different things that have been very important to me. One, understanding that not everyone is going to agree with how I am handling the story or how I have publicly owned the story. And number two, me not seeking validation from anyone. Because I know what the whole purpose of the story was. And the third one is the fact that I've had the support of my family, which has been really incredible. So if you're someone that is in the process of disclosing your HIV status to someone, or it may not be necessarily HIV, it may be something else, guys. It may be the fact that you want to disclose that you're gay, which is still very much a big deal, a taboo in most communities. it's those things that you need to consider. Who do you have in your corner that you can lean on when everyone else seems to not get where you're coming from? Do you get? And why are you coming out with the story? Are you coming out because you want to seek validation? Because most probably not, you're not going to get that. And thirdly is understanding that not everyone is going to be on your corner. Are you going to be ready to withstand all that comes with the journey that lies ahead? So I really hope that has been helpful. And yeah, so until next time, we will be covering another topic. If there's anything pressing that you would like us to cover, please make sure that you reach out to our social media pages. On Facebook, it's at Nozibele Mayaba. On Instagram and on Twitter, it's at Nozikangana. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later.